comfortable can look like in Tercero. Obviously there's different arrangements and sometimes the furniture can come in different patterns, but essentially this is what you'll get. So this is the closet area where you keep all of your clothes. The dressers are pretty big, so everyone will get a dresser. So the dressers are pretty deep, as you can see. I have like a lot of clothes in here, and it fits pretty well. And you get a good amount of space here on the top as well for anything. So I like to keep like my jewelry and like additional skincare or whatever over here. There's a big rack here to keep all of your stuff. And it's really spacious. As you can see, Caitlin uses it a lot more than I do. And she can fit quite a bit of stuff here. Definitely really spacious. You also get these top 2 areas. All this extra storage up here pretty much fits anything you would need. It works out pretty well. So this is the desk area. Essentially you'll get a desk in mostly in Tercero. You'll see these like little, I don't know what you would call them, just little nooks, I guess, to put stuff on top. Okay, so I'll show you my desk area and kind of like what it comes with. So you get a chair, which is honestly not that comfortable. You're gonna need to like bring something to sit on. And then you get quite a bit of storage in here when you pull it out, so mine's a little bit messy, sorry. It also comes with this that slides out. I keep my whiteboard in here, but you can just put extra papers here as well, so if you're working and you need like a large surface area, you can have that. The drawers, again, they're pretty spacious as well. I keep a lot of my like books and stuff in here, and it fits really well, as well as like snacks. Girl, you can have snacks, okay? Yeah, so I'll just show you each of the drawers and their kind of depth. So again, I don't have as much stuff, so you can see there's more room here. And then the bottom one is the deepest one, so I keep a majority of like anything like food like things, they go in here, medicines and stuff for me. But yeah, you get a lot of storage here as well. Definitely doesn't ever really feel cramped. If it ever does get too much, you can just go in the lounge and just get like a big table to work on, but that never really happens to me, so you should be fine. The only thing that you'll get is this. Like, you're just gonna get this little thing right here. You do get a lamp, so it comes with a lamp. And yeah, everything else we brought ourselves. Fridge and microwave. So you do need to be careful and look at the wattage of the fridge and microwave to make sure that they don't exceed the limit, because there's like specific limits for living in the dorms. So just make sure to do that and then you're all good. We were really nervous when we moved in. We didn't know where it was gonna go because everything looked like it was in place, but there is a spot in even the triples in Tercero to get a microwave and fridge. And then there's quite a bit of storage under the beds. If I wanted more space, I could move my bed up. You just have to call the service desk and then they do that for you, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, Diana's put her dresser underneath the bed here. So she did that, and then her bed is like higher up, so she has all the storage underneath for her to put snacks and most of the snacks underneath the bed. Girl, you can have snacks. Okay? And then for the third person interested, they get a closet. In the closet, it's pretty similar to what you get over there, but the dressers are like very small here, because you also get what we have over there. You also get the big dresser, but then there's still like space here. There's still a rack to hang clothes and place for shoes, and like longer, bigger items can go down here. So there's still a lot of space if you get the closet version. You have like hooks and things to hang here. That's everything for us. Now I'll move on to the interview part. So first question, what are some pros and cons of living in Tercero?
I think that like a main pro of living in Tercero is like how close you are, like especially for me being like a science major, like right by the lab building and like all the lecture halls for science. Also for me personally, I think that the buildings and like rooms are nicer than the other like dorm halls.
I would agree with that.
A con is definitely the food. We have the worst food, but I mean,
click the video linked below to see that.
I mean, that's not the worst thing that could happen, because you get Aggie cash and whatever we talked about in the video. Honestly, can't think of any other con.
Yeah, any other pros did you want to mention? I feel like cows, we're right by the cows. Okay, so then the other question I had was, do you have any advice for freshmen who are going to be moving into Tercero in general? Is there any tips that you have for freshmen?
Especially if you're not used to it, like just preparing yourself mentally for like sharing a space with other people, especially like if you're in a triple with like 2 other people, because like we never feel cramped, but it's just like different to like share just one room with 2 other people, especially if you're like not used to it. Since you're in such like a tight space, if there are problems between like you and your roommates, then like you should say it and just like get it out of the way. Or like if you don't want to, then I guess you like would just have to avoid being in here sometimes and just like make sure you take time to like have personal time.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I kind of want to be in it. Can I be in it too? I have something I want to say.
Like, I don't like being behind the camera.
Okay, I'm gonna hop in real quick because I wanted to mention something. A fun little fact about when I started living here was I actually got written up in my first quarter for being too loud in the lounge during quiet hours. I didn't really realize that, I guess. I didn't like take into consideration that the lounge is like open and you know people in close by can like hear us, so not just understanding like to share the space within your room but also within like the dorm building as a whole. Certainly we've had issues with people being too loud and that can really bother us, so learning to talk to your RAs when you need to and learning to be confident enough to confront issues if you have them. It definitely can be really awkward and scary, but you need time and space and like quiet to study. So definitely that was something I had to learn too.
It's not unique, but like, cause all of them have it, but in the service center of all of the dorms, there's like tutoring and for math, chem, and writing. So like definitely take advantage of that, cause especially last quarter in my first quarter of calculus in college, I was literally at the tutoring center every single day for 4 hours. So definitely take advantage of it, use it, because it helps a lot. And at least in my personal experience, it was a lot more helpful than the calculus room. So
don't come into college thinking that you can do everything on your own, because you're not going to be able to, and you're going to need help. So utilize the resources. That was a good one to add on. So next up, I will be filming in Segundo and showing you what it's like there and then asking some Segundo kids their opinions on living there. So I'll see you then. This is Michelle. We are currently in Segundo and she's gracious enough to let us kind of look around her room and sort of talk about Segundo as a whole, but we're gonna start with the room. So if you wanna take us through like what's in here.
So these two are mine. This is my dresser and this is, this is not a dresser. This is a closet and this is a dresser. It comes with 3 drawers and there are 3 desks in the room, one for each unit. Some of them have kind of cubby holes, I guess, for you to put things in. Some don't come with it, but it just depends which room and like which types of desks you get. Mm-hmm. In a triple, there'll usually be a bunk bed and a single bed, which you can loft if you would like. There are 2 more closets behind me, another dresser here, and a dresser under the bed. But like I said, you can loft it if you want like space to put stuff on top of your dresser.
Right.
So if you get the bottom bunk, you can have extra space to put stuff under. So hack. Get the bottom if you can. And yeah, this is pretty spacious for a triple because we're in a corner, so just keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good note. Yeah, it is pretty spacious in here.
Interview.
Okay, so what would you say are some pros and cons of living in Segundo? And yeah, we'll just start there.
Okay, so first of all, Segundo has the best DC, just objectively in terms of how fresh the food is and just how they prepare it. So if food is an issue, you should try to pick Segundo. We're also the closest to the ARC, the recreational center, so that's where the gym is. So if you want more motivation to go to the gym, it's just like a 5-minute walk. It's also closest to the Health and Wellness Center for any like medical issues you might have, any like doctor appointments or visits you want to schedule. It's closest to the Memorial Union, which is the MU, we call it. It's also closest to certain halls with discussion classes, depending on what types of classes you take, but it's closest to the Social Sciences and Humanities building, Wellman Hall, Wixon Hall, that's the Environmental Policy building. And we're also very close to Trader Joe's and Rite Aid right there, just across the street. It takes like 2 minutes to walk there. So on the weekends, if you don't have a 7-day plan, you can go there and get food.
Any cons at all?
I don't think there are any, honestly. Okay, it depends on what building you're in. Some of them are older, but I'm in one of the newer buildings in North Segundo, but the older buildings are taller. They have 5 floors. and their hallways are very, very narrow, whereas here in the newer buildings they have kind of a wider open community space in the hall.
Do you have any advice you want to give to anyone who might be moving into Segundo?
I'd say just sharing like a public restroom, that can be kind of hassle because some girls will just walk out of the bathroom in their towel to go change in their room, but if you don't want to do that, I recommend buying a larger shower caddy and having a bigger bag to put your clothes in when you go to the restroom, because the shower stall is pretty tight and there's not a lot of space to like change in there. Anything else? So bring a water filter if you don't want to get water straight from the water dispenser downstairs. Oh, another thing I forgot. Not all buildings have kitchens, but you can always try to get into other buildings if you want to cook.
And that's pretty much an issue with all of the different places in Tercero as well. Like, it just depends on if you get one with a kitchen, and if not, it's pretty easy to get into other buildings and common spaces.
Right next door. My building doesn't have one, but we have a building right next door that has a kitchen, so yeah. Just enjoy it. It's like move-in day is really hectic, but it's fun. It's really nice here. Just get to know your floor, first of all. Don't be like that one quiet person who knows no one on their floor, because it's nice to have people to say hi to when you're just walking around and stuff.
That's good. I love that. Okay. Well, that's it for the interview. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah,
really
thanks
appreciate
for
it.
interviewing me. It's nice being on camera.
Okay, so Sydney is going to take us through her dorm and everything you should know about it. So let's do it.
So this is the living room area. So this is where you come to when you first walk in the door. So there's just a key for that door. There's like an actual physical key they use to open that. So the living room, for us, it came with these two couches and then the end table, the coffee table, and then this little shelf here. So everything else we brought, like the pillows, blankets, the microwave, mini fridge, like all the decorations and lights. For the bigger space that have like 8 people, I believe they have 3 couches and they have a much larger living room, yeah.
Cool, okay. Let's go.
So this is my room. As you can see, my bed is lofted, which is a little bit unique. Our dorm room itself is a little bit smaller than the other 2 in my suite. For like space purposes, I decided to loft my bed. So I have my desk and then my dresser like underneath the bed. So it comes with the chair, desk, dresser, little grid thing for all your books and stuff. And then my roommate's is just not lofted, so as you can see, it just comes with the dresser, and then she has like the desk and little grid storage thing.
Cool. And then you guys have the...
Yeah, we have a very big spacious closet, which is nice. So it's all open, but we like share half. So there's like hanging space, and then there's just a couple shelves for storage. So I guess that's another pro is we have a huge closet.
Yeah, definitely.
And the doors are really loud, so it's a half con. Oh, this is our closet.
Cute.
This is just random, but yeah, we just have like drying rack, vacuum.
And it came with all this?
No, we bought this stuff, yeah.
Okay.
This is just empty, but you can hang like coats and stuff. There's like a coat rack. Ow.
Oh.
Okay, so this is our bathroom. So this is definitely the most unique part of our dorm because in all the other dorms, we have a communal bathroom. So we just have a ton of storage. As you can see, there's like drawers underneath, 2 sinks, huge mirror, which is nice. And then in the actual bathroom, there's the toilet and the shower, which is like a tub with a sliding door. And we just have like over the shower head caddy. And that's fine, that's enough storage for us. We can put stuff in there and then around the edges. So this is actually another one of my suite mates' bedrooms. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than ours is. So they have both of their beds just in the normal configuration. And then yeah, they just have a closet right here. And yeah, so this is just another one of the bedrooms in a 6-person suite.
Okay, so this is Sydney. You guys have seen her before. So yeah, basically, I'm just gonna ask you some questions about living in Cuarto. My main question is like the pros and cons, like a short list of pros and cons of living in Cuarto that you would want freshmen to know.
Okay, so I'd say the cons are definitely that it is freshman housing, but it's actually off campus. It's about like probably a 15-minute bike ride to my furthest class, but if you bike faster, obviously it'll be shorter, and then if you're like walking, it'll be longer. There's also a lot of bus stops though, so if you want to take the bus, then there's that option. Another con I would say is that since this isn't really like a traditional dorm setting, there's not as much of like the community feel, like since there's no communal bathrooms and stuff, you aren't just like walking the halls and like seeing people and getting to know people as much. Okay, so another con of living here is that the bike parking is not great. There's not very much of it, so you just have to like kind of find your spot and always go there because there's not a ton of bike parking that's just available. Not that many cons.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's good.
The most important pro, I think, is that you get your own bathroom and you have like this living room space, which is really nice because you can have somewhere else to like do homework and like hang out with friends and stuff. We're also like a 5-minute walk or a 2-minute bike ride from Trader Joe's.
Love that.
So,
we love Trader Joe's.
That's really cool, yeah. And it just does feel like more like living in an apartment. So that's kind of cool. It's not just like you only have one space. You have a living room, your room, a bathroom, and then several other roommates. Our suite is actually a 6-person suite, but in all of Cuarto there are some 4-person suites and then some 8-person suites, which have like a larger living room and more furniture and stuff.
What should freshmen know about living in Cuarto? Like things that you wish you knew before you came?
Like once you're here, it's really important that you are confident like riding your bike or your mode of transportation. Living in Cuarto, like you do have to cross like a real street, like not just a bike path on campus. Yeah, just like knowing some like basic maintenance or like where to go to get your bike fixed is important because if you were on campus, you could just like walk your bike to Bike Barn, but here we're a lot farther away, so it can feel a little bit more like out there, like we're a little more helpless almost.
That's a good tip. See, it's like only Cuarto kids would know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video all about housing at Davis. I hope it was informative, and of course if you have any questions, as per usual, you can leave a comment and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. But of course your #1 stop should be the UC Davis website. They have videos and a lot of information on there if you have additional questions. I just wanted to mention something before I end the video. Of course, your particular building and your particular dorm room could be very different than what I showed in the video, but hopefully you get an idea and get a sense of what it's like to live in either Tercero, Segundo, or in Cuarto. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a like if you liked it. Tell your friends about it if they're coming to Davis and they're curious about housing. Thank you guys. Bye bye.